Good morning. It is now 6:46 in the morning on the 2nd of January. Right around last year, I think my dad passed away on January 3rd. And I got up early this morning. It just is always a strange time of year. Actually, I'm divorced now, but it's my wedding anniversary. I got married on January 2nd. It was not a great choice. Got two great boys out of that. And very proud of them. So I guess it wasn't a total loss, right? Um, Check it out. 9-Volt Monsters is complete. The 7th volume in the 9-Volt Anthology series. This one is 126 pages. It's got 8 stories in it. This is a Sideburns cover. It's a wraparound. It's really cool. Um, Featuring many characters, including the Muck from Jacob Moore. Um, oh, where was I going with this story? Well, I say there's 7 of them. There's also 2 holiday specials, so there's actually 9 volumes of the 9-Volt Anthology right now. Never in my wildest dreams would I have guessed that would happen. Um, I got up early, and I want to do some drawing. Um, I feel a little bit of self-pity this morning, I have to say, because um, I assiduously, is that the right word? I deliberately, maybe that's correct. I deliberately track every single one of my comics, the comic pages that I draw over the course of the year. I'm on this quest to get to 1,000 pages. I've talked about this a couple of times. And for me, what constitutes drawing is the pencil layer, or what I call the underdrawing, if you will. Well, I did these underdrawings in 2022, so they don't count. So, like, I can't even count my first 2023 comics page until I get through those 2 more pages. And like all the stuff I did at the end of the year, I did them on live streams. This Hummingbird um, Android series. There's a lot of stuff that I might actually do this as a comic. It's a clear story, but I this was done as really just a way to um, experiment with speed and with form and with try new things. And um, I like some of the panels how they came out. I think they're really good. I did these. I did 10 pages in a total of about 7 hours, if I had to just count it. But really, it was 24 hours in 2 12-hour blocks because I would take breaks and I would get tired. And, it was New Year's, so there was all kinds of other stuff going on. Um, but here are some of the panels that I was really proud of. This is one. Um, what I'm proud of about this is I did an ISO perspective, and like I was just trying to figure out how to show the character flying away, off of through a lab rooftop kind of deal. But the idea was to show an ISO perspective, right? An ISO perspective is it's technically not even perspective. I've made it into perspective, but it's technically not perspective because you're not like you've positioned the viewpoint in such a way that nothing is further away than anything else. So you're not making things vanish in the distance. First rule of perspective is that as things get farther away, they're smaller. Now we could say, okay, now that we put this character in the front, now it's perspective, right? And that becomes 1 point perspective. But this arrangement of the building is ISO perspective. And the whole trick of it was um, just shading the one plane. And then so you see this shade right here, and then this block right here, and then this heavy dark area right here. That's the trick. Um, I didn't even have a model to look at. Like I was like, um, to reference or something like that. I thought, okay, well, it's just going to be like kind of a flat building or whatever. So no problem. And then I like this one too. This is um, was one of those things where I just had a little room at the bottom of the page, and I'm like, what goes next? I'm like, God, he should attack. Um, and I was thinking of different ways I could set up this attack where this mad professor attacks these soldiers that you can see. You can see their helmets in the foreground. And I thought a blast attack would be really cool. And I just love how it turned out, the composition of it. So this was a good page, even if I don't think I'm probably going to use it. Um, and there's a couple of them where I was really proud of it. And I thought, oh yeah, I think I nailed it. Nailed it. I'm not saying I'm like an incredible artist or anything like that. What I'm saying is I got to a point where I was proud of it. Another one, and this is I like this sound effect. Specifically, I liked sound effects are hard to pull off. Seems like it'd be the easiest thing in the world. Just block letter some words out there and it'll be fine. I'm quite proud of this boom and the explosion behind it. And then I'm also proud of what's going on here is he's getting this gem put in his shoulder. That's what he's powered up by. And um fairly minimal with this arm here, but I really liked how that came out too. Anyways, but enough of that stuff. What really happens on this channel is inking, so let's go back to inking. Brillig. And I haven't done this one yet. Let's see, I need a technical pen. Technical. Technicalities. That's not thick enough. Oh, and I need to be on the layer 1. Ready, layer 1. Layer 1 is where I put all my panel borders. Now there's a smart way to do this that I don't do. Me do something smart? Never. And that is to, you could use, once you've set your panels up, start using alpha channels and alpha masks so that you could just draw and if it falls outside of the panel border, it's automatically deleted. And I don't use those. I'm used to doing it my own way, which is just to draw the panel borders. I put them on their own layer just so they don't get destroyed. But I don't sweat them too much. It's like if something needs to be pulled off, I just go ahead and erase the whole panel or delete it or whatever. I think you got to be willing to delete things and erase things, even when you got 80% of something. Kill your darlings, right? Kill your darlings. All right. Let's rename this so we know what it is. Ink. All right, first rule of Joe Prado. Character in front. This is a Mome Wrath, by the way. And I don't have much of an idea for his design other than that he's a skull for a head. And I think I might put some weird ridges on the skull. I don't know. We'll have to figure some stuff out. All right, so let's do this Mome Wrath. We're in the ink layer. We got the Gasinki inks. All right. Am I not in the ink layer? That's not the ink layer. That's the pencil layer. It's not really pencils, though, is it? That's the ink layer. Okay. So, anyways, what else has been going on? I haven't been doing any live streams lately. Had a couple that I had a bunch of technical issues. I've been having internet issues lately too. Just more of the unfortunate degradation of things that go on. I wonder what I should do with this. If I draw a cartoony skull head, I don't think it'll look good. I'm thinking more like a D&D Bodak or something. So he's not exactly a skeleton head. It should be more like he's a demon of some kind, right? In fact, he even says, oh, not on this page. He says on the next page, it's demon forged when he's talking about his weapon. I wonder if now's the time to go look at some reference. And I could change up my design. The shtick that we're looking at here, the shtick that I'm playing on, is that he initially looks formidable, and then we find out that Brillig is completely not phased. Like he's I've dealt with your kind before, no problem. That's my idea. I'm gonna give him a skull head, but I'm just gonna do something weird with his eyes and with the texture of his. He'll actually have skin, so it's skull-like, but not actually a skull. And then let's take a look at it without the pencil and just see where we go. One thing you know when you get these lines that are this thick is you've got to do something about them. Like use thinner lines for details. Or maybe he has some spikes or something coming out here. There's that binding line. Of course, to make this into a true demon, we would need horns, right? All demons benefit from horns. I wonder if there's a way to make this a little bit more Clive Barker. The answer is probably not. Let's see. If we give him ears, that would be very demony, wouldn't he? Demons could have ears. Bad ears or something. Ooh, like this. There we go. Now we got less skull on a stick and more of a demonic look to him. I do not like this tangent. That was a bad one. Oof. All right, let's try again. Something like that. Also, not too happy about that talent one. All right, let's take a look at the scene again. Talk light sources. Um, I think we'll have a light source coming in this way. The um, the story should. I know that we're going very barbarians and demons right now, which should be fun. But it's going to change. The story has to change really rapidly to um, the sort of Alice in Wonderland sort of tale as soon as he escapes. In the next page, where it says now leaving, I don't know if you can see it, now leaving the Nightmare Void, it's going to say this way to Wonderland. It's going to be circus lettering. It's going to be this sort of nightmarish circus where he ends up. And he's too dumb to realize that he's kind of gone from one nightmare into the other. All right, I've created another tangent, but it's okay. This is a story that is, you know, it should have a nice Dungeons and Dragons look to it because it's based on a Dungeons and Dragons story and a D&D character, literally one of my own characters. So fine. Let's see if we can get the basic figure in, and then we'll just go back into pulling the pencil out, and we'll just do straight drawing. The problem with this, the interesting thing about this dagger is the way that the hilt is a curve. There it is, it's shown several times. And this becomes his only weapon for at least a couple of pages. It might be his only weapon for a while. Although I had this vision of him using a pole arm of some kind. In fact, he even says so on the next page. He says, "I'm more of a two-hander kind of guy." I don't think I got this thing large enough. Now it's large enough. All right, let's get it once one more time. That's good. Now, if you got it this way, that means like I'm showing the bottom of I'm showing the top of the fist, the top of the dagger. That means the dagger must go like this, and the blade has to be behind it. And the pencil layer is in our way. Eventually, as I get better at this, I'll have less, you know, erasing, right? All right, let's see. This is in the wrong place now. Let's take a look at our fingers. If we were to grip something, let's see, like maybe this bottle. The thumb is not quite as like I've drawn it. It should be up here. And then everything else looks okay. All right. Hands are tough, people. All right, he's a monster, so it's okay to give him kind of monstery hands. All right, once again, I'm struggling with line weight, as you do. I don't know what the best way to do this is. Well, that's a good way to go. This didn't work at all. A couple of different ways I like to do swords. One of the ways, just that. That might be enough. Another way, something like that. I've gone too big on the hands. I think it's okay to go big on the hands on the demon because he's a demon. How can you go wrong? How can you go wrong? All right, here we go. I have to do. These Momoraths are sort of small time demons. They're not even that tough. You might even. Do I want to mix them up and have Vermicious Canids in there as well? I've got Momoraths. You might as well have a Vermicious Canid. I'm probably thinking, what the hell is a vermicious canid? If you know what a vermicious canid is, throw it in the chat. One thing we know about vermicious canids is they're vermicious. They would this is the kind of story that like where you could kind of mix in some very, whimsical stuff like Willy Wonka, Roald Dahl sort of nonsense along with the kind of more horrifying and nightmarish stuff. I think that was always Roald Dahl's sort of secret is you could have both, even in the same story. We're getting somewhere. Well, let's give him more horns. Right? Maybe something like that. And if we have that one on that shoulder, we definitely got to put one on this shoulder. Maybe two. I'm looking at this. Oh, I'll give you a blade, fool. That's definitely going to be italic. Oh, I'll give you a blade, fool. All right. I think we have a figure. Now we're definitely going to have to go in and kind of texture out the rest of the, oof, what's going on there? Back to ink. All right, there it is. All right, now at a severely, or at least slightly reduced line weight, we got to draw our other figure coming around the corner. I want to give him the beam mouth. Let's make sure that we're close. Feel like we're close. I just realized I want to have more shadow back here. Simply back here. Feeling good, feeling good. Here is one of the toughest things for me to do. Never have trouble with it. I'm working at a figure size where it's, you know, somewhat small. All right. Nothing doing, baby. All right. Nothing doing. Let's just move this along. Once you have the general outline, then it's easier to go in and sort of figure out where your shapes are. It's all about shape. Shape, shadow, and contrast. Dang it. Sometimes I accidentally undo things, and I don't mean to. All right, we're in a good place. Let's do this. This has got to be his forward leg. At the end of the story, we're going to see Brillig with a lot of like stuff. He's going to have like armor and everything. And you're going to have this recollection that he came into this world with nothing. Basically, no weapon, just a loincloth and boots and a belt. But I want to have him, like, by the end of it, he's going to have, like, lots of, like, stolen stuff, stolen costume, etc. I believe he has forearm guards. Okay. All right, let's take a look at it without the pencil there. All right, we got it. And it's just a matter of, you know, I definitely have to reduce my line weight by a lot. All right, we're getting closer. Oops. Okay. It's a nice general outline there. And then it's just a matter of, putting in your details and making sure those work out. All right, good times. I don't know if that's his knee. I think that might be a better thigh. All right. That's a good start. Now we just got to texture out some of this cave wall. So on Trove lately, man, I need a let's just to get it out of the way. We'll put the bubbles layer in. Bubbles. Technical bin. Boom. Oh, I'll give you a blade, fool. Warp it into space. There we go. Maybe somewhere down this tunnel. I think it's a great trope that comic book characters talk out loud to themselves. I mean, I could use the thought bubble, which is a largely um, discounted comic uh, language. Like, people don't use thought bubbles anymore. They're just too cool for them, I guess. And that's too bad, man, because the thought bubbles were an important part of how comics worked. Instead, they replaced them with something called the narrative box. The narrative box allows the character to speak directly to the audience, like in a voiceover in a movie. Um, this is why comics aren't movies, though. Because, oh shoot, I cannot follow this line. It's got to be some other line. What's going on with this line? I don't know. But the narrative box, as used in movies, which is where people thought that's just a perfect replacement for this sort of self dialogue that goes on. But that narrative box is actually used for the character to address the audience, not to talk to himself, right? So that's completely different. You can still use narrative. I use narrative boxes too, but they do not replace the thought bubble. Oh, I'll give you a blade, fool. Like, you couldn't use, you couldn't do that as a narrative box. It would be confusing and weird for the audience to hear the demon thinking. It just wouldn't work. All right. So we need to make it darker behind. Like, which way is this? Is the eternal debate here. Do we make it darker behind the character? If it's dark behind the character, that means the light. Yes, let's say if the light is coming this way, right? Then we got to finish detailing this out, but that's okay. Light is coming this way, then we should have more shadows in the hair here. So we end up with this sort of partial silhouette. You can do a little bit of a bounce light or rim light that way. Same deal here with a thigh. Loincloth. That's one. Yeah. Whoops, that didn't work. Thought maybe it would. Something like that. Am I using the right? Oh, see, that's my problem. See, once you move away from the right nib, you don't get the swing. You need the swing, man. All right. I need a little bit more. Give me more. Give me more. All right, now we're gonna try and where's the midpoint? Right about there. Okay, we're gonna we're gonna end up spending a lot of time detailing out this corridor through no fault of my own. It's why it's no, not my fault. I did two ears on one side, but the reason was I was just trying to reposition it. Yeah, how about that? Actual size is like that, like if we can see it from that distance. And I think that go. If the light is from this direction, we should also show a shadow from this direction as well. Let's do the shadow at this angle. Oh, it's going to take me forever to do this. That's all right. I almost want to put shadow here on this figure. It almost implies an even more depth if we just kind of bury this whole thing in shadow. If we take this and we can make this blade look a little bit gnarlier with like little, have it look a little pockmark taken out like this. Gnarly. Okay. What if we take this? Something like that. I've got shadow to light, maybe. Is the right? Yeah, it's the right one. I wonder if that did I go too far? What if we put in like there's a continuation, like this is just a pillar? I think we could do that. Mm, I think over here. There we go. Now we've implied some three-dimensionality. Three-dimensionality. Does it work? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't work completely. It's one of those things. Oh, and if we're implying that the light is this way, guess what? We can do a shadow, a drop shadow with our demon. And those always look okay, I would say. Okay, that's actually feeling okay. See, it just takes you the effort. We've been going for about an hour, so maybe I'll just call it quits for right now. I want to encourage you to please like, follow, and subscribe. Get in more incredible, incredible comics making fun. Draw along with me. Leave your comment below. Maybe I'll do some uh live streams. I usually don't do that. I don't, but I'm thinking about maybe we'll try and do that for 2023 if you're an artist to get in on the fun. That's an hour's worth of work right there. All right. Oh, I'll give you a blade, fool. I will continue to work on this panel for a while. It's not by any means done. All right. Talk to you later.